anything and everything combined of all the time. Begin to rip the thoughts right out the sky. I'm flying, I'm so high again. The universe is open wide. I swallow stars to spit the vibes, and I am just a friendly guy. Here to fire.
Yo. Right. Welcome back, everyone, to episode 2 of the C3 podcast.
Episode 2 of 2.
Where two idiots find an excuse to hang out.
We had some technical difficulties the last time we did a podcast. We're figuring this out as we go. So
yeah, that was basically Silent Bob. You just heard what mumbles will.
We got a new camera, so it's different. We're not good.
Hopefully it works out a little better.
Visual.
But I'm here with
Go ahead.
Scotty Balls Leather.
What's up? This is Will, the white gorilla. Carilla Blanco, whatever. I'll
Thanks,
probably say that.
thanks, Mom.
Yeah, that's probably the best nickname I've ever heard in my life. So we're gonna keep that one.
We got your crypto bubbles up. As you can see, it's like a bloody Monday.
Not good.
Not good at all. Today is Monday, April 11th. The time of filming this podcast. Hopefully it'll be up for you sometime today or tomorrow.
This is what the crypto market does. It's super volatile. There's huge ebb and flows, but you need to capitalize on that. So you need to be taking profit when you're in profit, and taking little bits and pieces of your positions. Just that way, when things like this happen, you're in a unique position to buy again.
But the dip.
Yeah.
And if you
By the way,
know,
we are not financial advisors. We are idiots. So don't listen to us.
Don't listen to us at all. Do your own research. But
Yes.
if you don't have anything in the crypto or you don't know about crypto, we want you to get this book. This is the book that got us into crypto. I read it in like 3 days. Even if you don't read, it's really, really
Super easy
fast.
to read. I hate reading, and I went through it pretty fast.
Yeah, I did it in like 3 days.
Mhm.
It was awesome.
Crypto Revolution. You can find it on crypto101.com. Also, it's on Amazon. I believe you can still get it. You just have to pay for the shipping from Crypto 101.
Yeah, it's free, but it's not.
You have to pay like $12 for the shipping. But I think if you buy it on Amazon, it's like $24 or $25. But either way,
Sir.
great read. It really breaks down blockchain, which is kind of that's the backbone of crypto. So
You realize the value in it,
Yes.
why it's important, why it's part of this technology moving thing. Bryce Paul and Aaron Malone, they have their own podcast, and that's
Yes.
the Crypto 101, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not a really big fan of Pizza Mind nickname, but the guy knows his stuff, so
Dude. And these
I'll
gentlemen,
allow it.
Yeah, they're very they understand like the technical side of it, especially like the the cryptography side of it, and they've been in this space for a very long time.
Yes.
So they can answer a lot of questions that we can't.
Yeah.
But hey, man, we just want people to learn about this kind of stuff, obviously, and
Want to promote adoption?
yes, 100%. It's
Yeah.
happening.
Get into it. You know what I mean?
The earlier you get in, the better you're gonna do.
Don't worry about the safeties, the regulations coming. We got one of our biggest positions, XRP.
Mhm.
Ripple is in this lawsuit with the SEC, and that's moving right along. It's exposing a lot of corruption in the SEC. Things are progressing pretty badly for the SEC. God bless you.
Thank you.
Preemptive. That's how we do
Saw
it.
coming.
Instead of finishing each other's sentences.
Another thing. This week, I actually was I talked about it in the last podcast briefly, but I want to talk about cold steel as well.
Yes.
A major problem. So I actually had a somewhat, I guess, a TikTok argument. It wasn't really an argument. It was some asshole fucking talking about something that was way above his head. And it's above my head too. So let's be honest. But when you start hearing about these hacks that happen, and this is where people get real scared about crypto. Most of the time, these are happening on exchanges. It's not happening from personal, especially hardware wallets. Hardware wallets are offline, and that's why I super recommend that you store your crypto. I recently just pretty much moved a lot of. I had a couple big positions in HBAR, Solana, and XRP. But I had that wasn't on there anyway. But the HBAR, I had a pretty big position that was sitting on an exchange. It was making me real uncomfortable because it was sitting on an exchange. The problem was my exchange didn't allow transfers. So what I had to do was sell my HBAR, buy Bitcoin, move that Bitcoin into a software wallet where I can exchange that or H bar, then make that H bar and send it to my Colmer.
Did they kill you on gas fees, or you?
A little bit. I mean, I got hit a little bit, but honestly, at the long run, this is a long hold for me.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm
So
not
you
really
hold it
worried. You know,
forever.
I think I ended up losing like $75 to
Exactly.
do this all. But that's peanuts, you know, compared to what I'm hopefully going to gain in the future, which I'm pretty confident in.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of like that, and these are the kind of things you got to do in this space. You got to kind of be a little bit like, you know, tech savvy a little bit sometimes. You know, kind of
It's
figure ways
tedious,
out.
but it's not hard.
No, and it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie. It's like when your money is just sitting on the blockchain getting transferred, you sweat a little bit. Not
Yeah,
gonna
there's
lie.
always it's always in space,
Yep.
you know, for a couple minutes, and you're like, all right, here we go. Speaking of that, I watched. I told you to watch it, but I know you didn't watch it. Trust No One.
Oh, I watched it.
Oh, the search for the crypto kid.
Yeah, I watched it.
How corny was it?
Yeah.
It was kind of terrible. Like,
Yeah. And
you know
that
what
there
I
you
mean?
go. You had kept your money on an exchange, and
Yeah.
what happened?
Yeah, but that dude wasn't even keeping
No, he
their
was-
money. He was giving them digital fake. He was
Yeah.
just basically sending you numbers into your account and keeping your money.
Yeah, it was a Ponzi scheme.
And he just happened to pass away because the doctor kind of confirmed it. We don't know if
Yeah,
it's
yeah, it was kinda
trustworthy,
weird,
but you know, I think it would be fairly hard for somebody to fake their death.
Yeah.
Somebody knows about it. You know what I mean? And-
So the weird part is no one knows what his money is.
no, it's all
I think
gone.
his wife knows where the money is.
I think his wife knows where the money is, but
First of all, what I was most pissed off about, right? I was like, all right, you're sitting there. Obviously she was left money, correct?
Everything.
Will?
She was left everything.
Okay, well, isn't that everything part of what is owed to these people?
yeah, but did he give her the keys? Like he did that will 10 days before he died.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I get that, but what I'm saying is like, I don't understand why they haven't completely taken everything from this woman. That was like, because that's like she was left this money from a dude who stole millions of dollars from people.
I just don't think that they took it. The guy was talking about why they didn't take legal action.
I missed that.
It was the bald guy talking about they didn't take legal actions for some reasons. You know what I mean? But nobody wanted to take it there. You know what I mean? Even though they found all the fraud,
Yeah.
they found how he did it, and they found how he was tricking these people. I don't think they proceeded further, which
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like, did not enough people want to be in on this lawsuit? I mean,
I mean, if
one
you-
guy had his whole life savings in there. He got into debt getting into crypto, which I do not
Do not
recommend.
ever do that.
Don't use leverage. Don't use any of that stuff.
Especially
He
at
got
that level.
loans, like $85,000 in loans. Got really into debt. Then was able to sell his apartment, cash everything out, and he had about $500,000 worth of Bitcoin, or money that he bought in Bitcoin
Yes.
on that exchange, Quadriga or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's gone. That's everything he ever had. Life savings, his apartment. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? All that money that he's not in debt, but he's also doesn't have anything now. So he had to basically start over. And I don't understand how they don't just take those assets. But I guess
That's what I'm saying. It's like she was left a pretty large sum of money
But if
and assets. Like,
if
how is
they-
that not?
I know, but if they can't prove that she was in on it,
No, I get what you're saying.
How do
Like,
they
that was
take-
his. Like that was part of his estate.
Yeah.
That was left to her. How is that not?
is
Like-
it not considered his anymore?
I mean, that's the only thing I can think of.
I don't
Is
know,
that
man.
somehow like if she didn't know? I get that she didn't know about it, but she also should not be getting anything from him. Period. Because
Yes.
all that should be broken
It's
up. And
not
given
his
to people,
money.
At least some of
Exactly.
it,
He
like,
did
some
it
of
with
the
somebody
money.
else's money.
'Cause it's not. She doesn't.
He didn't acquire it legally, so
Exactly.
it's like receiving stolen goods.
Yeah.
But yeah, they didn't proceed with the charges or anything, and this happened in 2019, right before the pandemic, right when Bitcoin crashed, is when that's when the exchange, that's when the guys started sweating and trying
Yep.
to put out these fires or whatever. But I
Well,
suggest you watch
He
it
was taking. What he was doing was taking these people's crypto
and trading.
and trading it on his own. So
Yeah.
instead of actually giving it to him, he was just crediting their account with whatever, say like 200 Bitcoin or whatever.
Just
and then
numbers-
taking that 200
numbers on your
Bitcoin
wallet, that's
and
it.
messing around on another exchange with it.
Mhm.
It was
He's
crazy.
trading offshore, but
Yeah.
this dude was spending it. He's got his Instagram account was him going skydiving and
Mhm.
traveling to different parts of the world and
Yep.
just using that money up, man.
Yep.
Everybody thought he
And
was
then
just a
paying
rich
people
kid
when he could.
when
you know,
they started to.
So that's the
what he
basis
said.
of a
Who was
Ponzi
complaining the loudest?
Yes.
And he was starting to put out those
Yep.
fires. So some people got their money back, but that was when Bitcoin started to crash in 2018, the end of
Yeah.
2018, which
scheme. That was
was
inevitable. That was
bad for everyone. But
So, lesson to be learned here: don't keep your money on an exchange. Just take it out right away. Like,
And this is
buy
why
it,
regulation is
move it.
necessary. Exactly.
Yes.
We need this regulation, man.
Yeah, it would be nice if there's a day when there is regulation and you don't need to keep it in a wallet. It'd be very, this will bring a lot of people to this space because people will be a little bit more comfortable. Like, people on
And it'll affect the volatility though.
Yes.
A lot.
Yes.
Like you're not going to get these 1000x swings. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep.
But you're still making money. You know what I mean? This stuff has value, and like I said, read the book. Get yourself learning. All right, so we're moving on
So go ahead.
to our cannabis portion. Right? We talked about. Are you about to sneeze again?
Think
Oh
so.
gosh.
Eventually.
Last week, bless you.
Thank you.
Last week we smoked Orange Crush. Last episode we smoked Orange
Yes.
Crush. Not last week.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of weeks of technical difficulties. Whoever explained that.
So I'll tell you what, I got during that first episode, I was really high. I smoked way too much, but that's because I'm a lightweight. I'm like a one-hit wonder.
You saw me wave off the weed. I knew.
Yeah. But once everything kind of like dialed in, and like I got home and like everything was, everything kind of like calmed down. Dude, it was probably one of the better weeds I've ever smoked. Just because, dude, I wanted to do everything. I started doing leather work, and I was so focused.
Every move has a purpose.
Yes, you're like,
it
dude,
was great.
I could not stop.
Such clarity, man.
And then the day after, or the weekend after, I smoked a little before we had to clean the whole house.
Yeah.
And me and Sarah cleaned the house for 3 hours, and I was an animal cleaning. Like I pulled the dryer out, I pulled the dryer vent off. I'm back inside the dryer vents. I'm like, I'm getting everything out of here.
Getting it all, man.
But-
it was such good clarity. I love it.
Yeah, you have a task.
Orange Crush.
You have a
Highly
task.
recommend it.
Yep, lots of fun.
This is called PRVC, which is just Primo Valley Chem. It's supposedly a pure sativa, according to the guy at the place where I got it.
The guy
Hey, you're the guy.
with the thing. You talk to the guy with the thing.
Yeah, we decided not to roll anymore because we don't smoke that much during the podcast. So take a couple puffs and that's it. But anyway, guys, it's almost tax time. So talk about one of the tax trolls that we read about. The guy that prints out. He actually got bots to do these trades, and they're trading for zero profit. It's just so that they would go through it. Thousands and thousands of pages of trades that the IRS wanted documents of.
Yeah, so the IRS kept coming after this dude. They were breaking his balls about everything. He's a crypto trader. And they pretty much were like, we need every trade on paper and like a printout of everything you've ever done. So what he did was, he got these bots to make, I don't know how many trades a day.
Hundreds.
Probably hundreds of trades a day that are no profit trades. So pretty much like he's buying in at one spot and selling the exact same spot, so that he makes no money. But it's just
to make them go through,
just to make
waste
these
manpower,
motherfuckers go through it.
just
which
because
is
they audited him.
the ultimate troll.
Terrible.
No, it's great.
But we tasted good.
Mhm.
It's pretty good. Again, Primo Valley Chem, and we'll do a review on it next podcast. We'll see how it goes to this podcast.
Yeah, last time we smoked it last week too when we fucked up the technical difficulties there. So and it was pretty decent. So
Don't forget to tell us your weed stories. Why you smoke it, if you're just recreational or medical. You know what I mean? Want to know how it helps you. It helps me go to sleep. Help my wife with her migraines. I didn't smoke till I was 39 years old.
mhm.
She never smoked in her life either, and it just really changed our lives. But
Oh, it's great, man.
it's
Makes everything
also
better.
good. Makes everything better. Makes food better.
Definitely does.
Makes
movies
experiences better. Makes movies better. Yes.
Makes podcasts better. Hopefully.
Oh, so good. All right. So Primo Valley Chem. We'll talk about it next
Look
episode.
into it. We also we get all of our information from Leafly. You can get it in an app. And it breaks everything down. It'll tell you if it's energetic or euphoric, or if it's gonna knock you out, it's for pain.
Yeah. On this podcast, we're in New Jersey. We're going to try to keep you up to date on the laws. Everybody knows, it was voted in
Mhm.
for recreational use, but it hasn't really become recreationally available. You still need a med card in New
Yeah.
Jersey and stuff like that. So we'll get into the progress that New Jersey's making. You know what I mean, with our
Yeah, it's
gummit.
I thought so. It's funny because this state is known to be super inefficient.
Very.
In everything.
Dude, they're
So
snails.
I was wondering why it was taking so long, but I actually looked up what happened like in Colorado. It was the same process because
Yeah.
really what they're worried about is tax revenue. At this point.
Everybody's getting their piece, man.
Just trying to
They
get
just
some
want the
fun.
legislation to make sense.
Yep.
They want, for you to be, a certain age. There has to be
Mhm.
penalties if you're underage, penalties for the business.
Yes.
So they have to write all these laws out, and it takes a while. You know what I mean? So come visit New Jersey. We're in Atlantic City, and it's a big tourist place. It's still not recreation available. You can't just go somewhere. And
Yeah, I get that
some-
question a lot.
Get
People
some weed.
working.
Me too.
Like, why
Yeah.
can't where can I buy it? I'm like,
You
unless you have a
can't
medical
yet.
card.
You can't yet. So,
Um,
we'll keep you up to date on that stuff.
There was also a bill. I don't know if it was a bill or there was talks of it becoming federally decriminalized. I saw it.
Can't
I saw
wait.
like a quick I was flipping through the news.
Well, it's
and
gonna
I was
happen.
like,
I mean,
it has to.
They
man,
have
'cause they're not
to
getting
get
any money.
Exactly. They have to get their piece. It's $1 billion industry that they're not getting.
Seriously. Defund the IRS.
Totally sucks.
Defund the IRS. That's who we need to defund.
That's all we can afford of that song.
Making shirts.
Tenacious dude. All right. So what do you got for us today?
Oh, yes. So, this is called Protocolo. Is 100% Tempranillo, which is from Spain. It comes from the Rioja region. This is I buy this by the case. This is the organic version. They also make a regular version. This is, I think, $8 or $9, depending on where you go.
Mhm.
And then if you buy a case, you usually get like a 10% discount, which is great.
Still awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
$9 a bottle. You can't beat that.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a lot of good wines for good prices.
It's amazing. It's amazing. This is probably one of the best value wines you'll ever find. It's so like I said, this is made by people are fifth generation winemakers. The vines are, I believe, 50 years old. They bought the
Gonna
vineyard.
listen to that fresh pop.
Yeah, screw top too. I mean, that's all class. But the special part about this wine is that this is made by a family that are fifth generation winemakers, but they also make like these super high end wines. One of them is Codice is not exactly super high end, but this family makes really really nice wines. But they wanted to make a table wine. And because they are just so good at making wine, they made this beautiful, humble, table wine, which is perfect. It's light. It's easy. It's easy drinking. It goes great. It's like medium to full body, so it needs something to balance it out. So like high fat meats and cheese are really good. Say like pork, lamb.
As you can see, the spread we got
Yes.
to really try this out. But let's taste it.
Yes.
All right. Cheers to our second podcast. Yeah, it's very light.
Yep.
I like it.
It's got a decent amount of acidity, so that cuts through fat. It also pairs well with like tomato dishes, stuff like that.
Yeah. Anything acidic, it pairs with. Oh.
And then,
I don't know anything about wines. I'm a bartender, but
listen, man, like I said,
I know the kinds of wines, maybe not the brands.
Exactly. I'm a novice as well with wine. I'm lucky enough to have a girlfriend who works for a wine distributor, and they have a lot of these Italian, Spanish, French high-end wines I can taste. And I feel like someone was wasted on me because it's so funny. I sit in a room talking and they're like, you taste the.
So you just go for the free wine?
It's like I smell fresh hose, fresh cut garden hose. What the fuck are we talking about right now? But it's funny, but then when they say it, you actually smell it after they say it. It's crazy what these people pick up and how they're able to articulate.
Yeah, I don't have a
their
palate like that.
I don't have it like that.
Breathing. It smells good. It tastes good. That's all I.
Yeah.
That's as far as I go with my palate.
I'm a little better with beer and booze. My palate, I think, is more in touch with those two.
We'll have some of that.
Yeah, a little everything. Maybe.
A little bit of everything.
Maybe
Slide out the
crackers.
crackers from our charcuterie board. Everybody knows. So yeah, we want to hear from you guys as far as your little bar stories, or if you have a winemaking family that you want to want us to try out, review. Like I said, we're novices, but we're always open to all the new stuff. You know what I mean? We want to hear your bar stories. We're both bartenders.
Definitely want to hear your bar stories, 'cause I got a funny one from this weekend.
I didn't work much this weekend. I think I took off. I've been off since Thursday. I worked Thursday. But, oh, this is the kind of funny stuff that happens at a bar, by the way. This lady orders she wants a Bacardi Limon and Diet Coke with orange slices, right? And where our bar is, it's very, very, wide. So I'm short. She's kind of short. I extended as far as I could. She goes to reach for it, but she doesn't just grab the glass and put it in front of her, right? She goes and she reaches, tongue out and everything. She's like trying to squeeze her oranges into her drink instead of just grabbing the drink. And then she's like this, grabs a napkin, cleans it, then grabs the glass and puts it in front of her. And I was just watching her this whole time. I'm like, amazed. People are waiting for drinks, and I'm just, this is what my dumbass mind goes. It's like, what is she doing?
Her and her husband both were. They were, you could tell they were married a very, very long time. They were an older couple, probably like in their 60s.
They talk without talking.
Yeah. Well, the funniest part was like she ordered a drink for me, and like I could tell she was kind of getting, she was kind of getting to the point where
it's almost time.
Start like bringing it down a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and she ordered a drink for me, and her husband just looks at her and goes, "You think you need that?"
And always recruit everybody's friends
Yes.
into your cutting off of
Yes.
people.
It was the best thing ever because it was so easy to be like, "Yeah, I think he's right.
I think he's
Here's the
right.
water."
He's had enough.
But just the way he said it, like, it was, I don't know, you could tell that they've been together for a very, very long time because it didn't even start an argument.
She was like, "You're probably right."
Yep.
But she didn't have to say it.
Yep. Exactly.
She just took the water. She didn't argue.
Yeah.
But we want to hear stuff like that from you guys because I know waitresses, bartenders, hostesses, anybody in any restaurant, bar business, definitely have some things happen to you on a weekly basis. Like there's literally something that happens to us every week. Either something somebody says, somebody does, somebody orders, something we've never heard.
Yeah.
And
I don't think there's too much we've never heard. But
I always think that.
I always think that until you hear the
But
story.
you hear something else.
Yeah,
It's like, I've never seen somebody struggle so much with a drink they could just grab and put right in front of them. And it was just amazing to me that this person took like at least 2 minutes trying to squeeze these two oranges into a drink.
I mean, dude, we have people who don't know what their tabs are under. Like,
Oh, they don't have names?
No.
Like, they're like, it's under such and such tab. Well, we don't have such and such. I don't know his last name. Guess you got to pay for a drink.
that's the word when we have these big conferences and stuff that come in. They love to start like a tab on a corporate account, but none of them know what name it's under.
Help
And there's
us help
5 of
you.
them going.
Help us help you, please.
Yeah, just know your shit, man. Know what's happening, especially in a busy bar.
Be in the room, man.
Yeah. Exactly. I felt it's funny. So I felt almost like I got a little taste of that, but I feel like I didn't at the same time. So I went to a concert this weekend, and 7,000 people let out at once, right?
Sheesh.
And everyone's trying to go to these bars,
Yes.
right? So it was mobbed, and rightfully so. I knew,
Always.
but I was sitting there, and I was playing. I actually found a machine. I started playing, and I went and ordered a drink, and when the bartender came back, I went to go give her my comp card because I know they
have to swipe it, yeah.
There. And she, gave me this. She looked at me and was like, "Oh." I was like, "What? Like,
What happened?"
She's like, "You need to tell me before. You need to tell me before that you're playing this and that." And I was like, "There's no way of me knowing that. I've never been anywhere. Like, that's the thing. I've never been."
Calm down.
Yes. I'm like, it's funny. I was like, "All right." I'm like, "My bad. Like, is this?" I'm like, "I'll pay for you." I was like, "I don't want to cause you any problems.
Yeah.
I'll pay for it. It's
Yeah.
cool. It's like whatever's easier for you."
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, and I threw a 20. I was like, "Here." I'm like, "That's for you." And then the whole mood kind of changed after that. But I felt like I was like, "Should I have known that?" Like I started second guessing myself.
Yeah, because
I'm like, "Wait, no."
because it's not like that at our place.
I know,
Which
exactly.
we will never mention.
No, we don't work anyway. But it's weird because there's all kinds of different rules in different places, and we're not talking about that kind of stuff.
But bartenders, when you work in a touristy place, it's almost always somebody that's never been there. So when you hear a ridiculous question, that's not so ridiculous to somebody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's something that you're used to dealing with on a daily basis. You know what I mean? And might sound dumb, or might sound like that's you're supposed to know, like, you know what I mean?
Well,
But
the funny part is usually when people say like, "I have a ridiculous question," it's not ridiculous.
it's not ridiculous.
Like
yeah.
the one who was like, "I have a ridiculous question for you. What's up? What you got?" She's like, "Where's the bathroom?" Over there.
In all the corners. That's usually where bathrooms are. Every corner of every building I think I've ever been to. It's even
it was funny.
the bathroom's even in the corner of my house.
True.
It's almost always in a corner.
True.
But you have new people that are new to people that don't go out all the time. I mean, it takes a lot for somebody to go out spending 80 or 90
Yeah,
bucks.
we don't have cheap. Like, we're not cheap. Like,
No, but
Yeah, it's
that
not,
takes
it's
a good
expensive.
amount. You know what I mean? It's expensive to go
Yeah.
out, so appreciate these people. I'm sure you do. You know what I mean? We're here for you, like you said.
Yeah. You kind of, especially like the high, like you're right. Like these people, like they're going to high-end restaurants and stuff like that, man. Dude, I spent $350 on dinner. Like the other night. And I was
Yeah.
like, I forgot about how crazy this is. Like, because we don't really go to those higher-end places usually.
Exactly. You always stay
I like
local. I like
I love-
mom and pop restaurants.
Me
You
too.
know what I mean? Those
I
are
love,
the
I
best.
love BYOs, honestly.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. Because usually they focus so much on the food.
Oh yeah, the markup.
Yeah. The food is so good that you're like, dude, I have a Mexican place right by my house. And I tell you, like, dude, you're in and out, man. Me, Sarah, and I brought the kids with us, and it was $50 for us to eat.
Well, you got tons of food.
And tons of food. That's the
That's what I
craziest
mean.
thing. That you did not leave hungry.
It comes out fast. It comes out
Yep.
fresh.
Yeah, you can't beat it, man.
I love mom and pops, man.
Yeah.
Forget all these frozen dinner places, man. And you spend the same amount of money. Like, you go to one of these franchise places,
Yeah.
and you'll spend $80 on the most mediocre meal of your life.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
100%.
And like I said, it takes a lot for people to spend that kind of money. Like, you see whole families out in these places on the weekends, and you're like, man, you can get so much more
I tell people.
at a local place.
Yeah, I tell
You know
people
what I
that time. Like, yo, man, you realize that there's other restaurants around here, right?
Yeah, it's
Besides
like-
in these buildings.
Exactly.
You know?
In these
And
malls that
they're
you
so
have these.
good. So good.
Yes. So much better.
It's just convenient. Honestly, it's convenient. Like, you gotta, like, break it down to that,
But they're always packed too. It's like, is it really that convenient? Like, you can
You
go
don't
to
have
one of
to
these big name places
They can drink and walk around.
and you'll wait. Yeah, exactly. So, was that the story?
Huh?
Was that the story of this weekend?
Yeah, the Hard Rock.
Playing in
Yeah, edit. I'll edit that.
Don't worry about that. I mean, I'm sure, we're not sponsored by anybody yet,
Right.
but we'll get there. But yeah, man, we want to hear from you guys. This is only episode 2, so we'll probably wrap it up here. We'll have more
Yeah.
for you in the coming weeks now that we figured out some.
We have nice. Yeah, we kind of had like we had to figure out our whole like kind of like our cadence and how we were going to do it, and we realized that very early on that we shouldn't have gotten high right in the beginning because then we couldn't fucking remember what the fuck we were going to talk about.
So we got to get the flow, the
Yeah.
flow of the of each podcast so that you know what's coming, what you're looking forward to,
Yeah.
and we'll probably do a lot heavy on the cocktails aspect.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? We'll
100%.
be heavier on that.
that's what we know, man. Like we're
Exactly.
bartenders by trade, so
That's why that's at the end, and that we'll
yeah,
focus on
we
that
definitely
more.
know the most about that. The crypto stuff, man. We're really enthusiastic about it because
We want adoption.
Yeah.
We want
We
that
want-
shit to be mainstream.
and we want people
ASAP.
like us, especially us, like bartenders.
This is your chance to get some real money, get some real skin in the
Yeah.
game. You know what I mean? The stocks take forever. They're not as volatile. So when you're looking at crypto and you're thinking, oh man, I could buy this at, you only lose money when you sell it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like all these people talking about losing their life savings when Bitcoin crashed in 2018. Not the ones who held on,
Yeah.
not the ones who didn't leverage things and are like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm going to pay this. If you
You
sold,
also- yeah,
if
you
you sold your Bitcoin, you lost.
Yes.
If
And
you held it, you're sitting pretty still.
If you're selling, I put it this way: if you're selling when you're down, you probably should have never been in that fucking trade in the first place
Exactly.
because you're spending more than you can afford to spend. You need to, and it's different for everybody. So you got to go into it and go into it smart, man. Go into it so that if shit goes down, you get into a car accident, your parents get sick, anything stupid happens like that, that you have some kind of like safety net. Don't be an asshole and dump every penny you have into one or two,
Diversify.
cryptos. Yeah, it's gonna go up and down. You gotta diversify. You gotta be smart.
You got to do your research.
Yeah, and you have to do research.
Like one of my favorite cryptos right now is called FEG, which stands for Feed Every Gorilla. That's the charity they chose.
Beat every white gorilla.
Feed every white gorilla. No, don't do that. Feed every gorilla. Silver. Doesn't matter.
I'm not trying to bring in race into this. You're the white gorilla.
Silver gorillas. I'm gonna be silver soon. But yeah, they developed a way for that you to make your own crypto, but you can't rug pull.
Yes.
So that gives you a little bit of a safety net. You know what I mean? You know that these people can't collect all your money, put it in one big pile, and then cash out whenever they want. If you want to make your coin on this, ecosystem or in this ecosystem, you know that it has to be rug pull proof. And they're doing smart DeFi, which is one of the first of its kind, and they're trying to write all these rules into the contract. So when you build these coins, that's automatically in the contract. So automatically you can't run away with the money. You still can't predict where it's going to go, or it's up or down. How much value you bring to it. That's
It's just
between
protect.
you and your
doing
developers.
what regulation is supposed to be doing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean, like they're actually taking it into their own hands.
Exactly.
In a way,
They won
you know?
Best DeFi Project in the Dubai Crypto Exchange
Yeah.
Expo a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago by now. But I'm really excited about it. It's super cheap. You have to jump through a couple of hoops to get
Yep.
some, but
That's what this
I was
space
able
is
to
now.
get some. I staked it all, and we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? I'll keep you guys updated on it, but that's one of the big things that you hear about. You hear about these rug pulls. You know what I mean? Like what happened with Squid Game.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let's
It's
talk
shot
about
up in weeks, and then
Yeah.
one day.
Dude, if you,
they
I'm
took
gonna
it
say
off.
it again because it works so well. But like, if there's something trending right now, like say right now they come up with the Will Smith slap Chris Rock token, right? You probably shouldn't buy it because what they're doing it has no utility. It's a meme, like it's a meme coin. That's what a lot of this comes from. Dogecoin is actually the biggest meme coin of all time, but it actually now is starting to have a little bit of utility. SHIB is the same way, starting to have a little bit of
They're
utility.
starting to acquire developers now that their market cap
Yes.
is high. SHIB has a lot of utility.
Yeah.
I mean, Shiba Inu's huge. I'm sure you heard about
Yep.
it, even if you're not in crypto at all.
Yeah, you heard of Shiba Inu.
It's still super cheap,
Yeah.
and it has a high circulation amount. Like there's
Yeah, the total
trillions.
supply is
The total supply is in the trillions, but they're starting to implement these burn mechanisms so that these burn mechanisms lower the supply. Once it lowers the supply, it has to go up. Like I said, I believe SHIB has at least 2 huge pumps
I hope so.
to go
I'm so old.
before it
We did
starts
okay on that one.
leveling up. Yeah, we did fine.
I
I
stopped
profited
counting
on it.
euros.
I took it out.
Garbage. Right
Well,
now. But hey, whatever.
we'll see.
I used profit from SHIB to buy that. So
Yeah.
I'm playing with house money at that point.
Same
so
thing.
I'm just gonna hold it. Like, fuck it.
Exactly.
See what
You
happens.
don't lose until you sell, so
Yep.
just hold it forever. But
Yeah, come up with your own strategy too, man. Like it's hard because everyone that's one of the big things. Crypto Casey talks about a lot. She's like,
Yes.
listen, she's like, people ask me all the time, what's your strategy? She's like, I can't tell you my strategy in good faith because my strategy is not going to be yours.
Exactly.
It can't be yours.
it can't be.
You can stick to kind of like general rules, but you need to figure out what is good for you. So whatever you're comfortable. First of all, you need to find a comfortable number to invest that is not going to kill you.
Exactly.
You can still pay rent.
You can lose it all,
Yeah,
just
you
like
can
in
lose
any
it all.
stock.
It's the
whatever.
same thing with gambling, man. It's like going to a casino, man, because this is really what you're doing is gambling.
Yeah.
But it's like a really long, like playing craps for fucking 3 years. So,
Yeah, you gotta hold it. You gotta keep up with it, which is hard because you see all these massive jumps and dips.
Yeah.
But you gotta just,
But-
you know what I mean? You have to sell when it makes sense to sell.
Mhm.
If I put $200 into something, and it goes up to 300, that's a 50% markup.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yep.
But does $100 make sense for you to sell? It might.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It might not. I'm like, all right, now I have $300. If this is worth 300, I just ride it out. If it gets 200, take your 200 out. Keep that $200 worth.
Keep your initial investment.
Now you're in, like you said, with house money.
Yep. Playing with house money.
You know what I mean? But these things go up and down all day, every day. Some of them seem like they go down and down and down, and they can't keep up.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, how is this going to come back?
And-
But we don't
It
know.
does.
You know what I mean? It's just that's the
Yeah, you
it's
don't
the
know.
crypto game.
And
Nobody knows.
You should be looking into solid projects too. Like you should not be. Don't go on Twitter and Reddit and try to find it the next big thing. This isn't. You shouldn't be getting into this to get rich quick.
exactly.
You know what I mean, this is a kind of long, for me at least,
Yeah.
is a long haul type of thing where I'm like, listen, I'm gonna put some money in this, and I hope in the next 5 to 10 years,
Yeah,
It's-
because those people that did get rich fast, it was straight up luck.
Yeah.
Like it was like a lottery. You know what I mean? People who got into who Who do you know personally that got into Dogecoin in 2014 when it was developed? Nobody. Nobody got in there. Some people got in there. I wonder if anybody got in there and kept it until now. I'm sure a few people did, but
like me personally, I know one dude,
Mhm.
one or two dudes, actually, two kids, yeah, two kids who made a shit ton of money on Bitcoin
Mhm.
because they were gamers who were trading Bitcoin. Like this is back, before that first pump. What was it 2011?
something like that. Yeah.
I forget the number, what year it was. But there was like this. No, there was something else. I can't remember. Doesn't matter.
As you can tell, we don't research anything.
Yeah.
Our facts are minimal.
I'm awful with timelines.
We try to go off memory.
Don't ever go off what I think.
Do your own research.
Yeah.
Not financial advice.
Yeah, like this kid, like he ended up, he had like I think 20 Bitcoin, right? Was sitting there, and all of a sudden it pumped up to 14 grand. And he's like,
I'm out.
this kid was a buster.
Yeah.
And he's like, he told me about it. He's like, hey man, he's like, I have all this nice kid who was an immigrant, Chinese kid. He's like, I have like 20 Bitcoin. What? Because I remember everyone was talking about it. They're like, buy Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And like, I always said, I was like, there's this one dude that we work with. I won't say his name, but he was talking about it. I was like, listen, if someone was asking me about it, I was like, put it, because at the time, like, I'm also pretty invested in the stock market too, like my retirement account and stuff like that. But like, someone asked me, I was like, if he's talking about it, you missed it. And I'm like, it's funny because now I'm like eating my own words.
Like, I missed it. You know what I mean?
You didn't fucking miss
So
it.
one of our friends recommended me to look into blockchain in 2013, and I was like, I'm not good with technology. You know what I mean? None of that stuff. This book would have came out, and I would have read it in 2013. This book wasn't published, I think, till 2018, and I didn't read it till 2020. So, you know, it was just. I mean, it was an awakening. You know what I mean? If I would have had that in 2013, forget it, man. I
Once
wouldn't
you
even be.
understand
I wouldn't
what
even be
this is.
making this podcast.
Nah, I'm chilling. I'd be on my own island somewhere.
Exactly. I wouldn't even be in New Jersey. But here I am, still bartending, having a great time
Loving life.
with friends, making a podcast. But that's it for today, guys. We'll wrap it up. My name's Will.
Scotty Balls Leather.
Episode 3 will be coming soon. All right? Talk to you soon, guys.
Whoa.
That's it.